Guys, welcome back to my channel Creative Hands by Shay. So in today's tutorial I will be showing you how to make a granny square hat. So in my previous video I did show you how to make this square, and I will be using the square to make a hat. So guys, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you will love this tutorial and you'll be able to make one of your own. To my regular viewers and subscribers, thank you so much for always being here, guys. So let's jump in the video. So guys, to begin our hat, you will need a total of 5 squares. I did make the tutorial on how to make this square, so you can go ahead and watch that tutorial and how to make it. So you will need a total of 5 square, and I went ahead and I attached 4 of them already. If you want your hat to be a bit smaller, you can use a 4.5 hook. I am using a 5.0 millimeter crochet hook, and this is what I use to make the square, and these squares are measured 5 inches wide. So I am going to show you how to put your square together. So once you sew all 4 together, you are going to sew the other part up. So you're going to get your darning needle and you're going to go into the back loop on your square that is facing towards you, and your, you know what, I'm going to turn it this way because I have all my tail ends on this side. So I'm going to start here. Okay, so you're going to go into the back loop and make sure that you are going into the first chain, the first stitch here for the chain 2 space. So you're going to go there, and on the other side you are going to go into the front loop of the square. You're going to pull through, just leave a little tail end out, go back into the back loop of your square that is facing towards you, and into the front loop of the other square. You're just basically going to continue doing this all the way up, and don't pull on your yarn tightly. When you're done sewing that part up, then you will be pulling on your yarn. So continue doing this all the way up to the top, and I'll meet you there. So guys, now I have come to the top, and I'm just going to pull on my tail end just to let that stitch lay nice and flat. So you can pull it from both ends. And now that your stitch is laying nice and flat, you can go ahead and attach the rest of your squares. And if you have done so already, you can go ahead and follow what I am doing. So basically, you are just going to attach each corner as is, so it doesn't really matter which way you turn the top one, it's okay. So I'm just going to start from this end, and remember, you are just going into each loop. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to, instead of doing it that way, I'm just going to cut off on that part, and I'm going to start on this side. So remember, we're going into our back loop on your square that is facing towards you, and we are going into the front loop on the other one. So we're just repeating the same thing. So continue doing this all around. Once you get to the next end, you will just attach that end towards it. So I'll just continue doing this, and I'll meet you back down here. So guys, and now I have reached up to the top here, and I am just going to stretch on my tail end, just as we did before, just to let the stitch lay nice and flat. And we are going to do the same by going into the back loop here and front loop on the other side, and just attaching your hat all the way around. So just continue doing this, and I will see you at the end. Once you're done attaching a corner, you will just give it a stretch. So continue doing that and I'll see you there. So guys, and now I have come back to the end here and I'm just making my last stitch. And I am just gonna go down into the center part here, or rather yet, I'm just gonna go over on this side just to close that part off. And then weave in my tail end. So guys, I had to undo the top before because I didn't notice earlier when I was sewing the top of the hat on that I was sewing it actually upside down. So please don't make that happen to you where you sew the hat upside down. So I had the hearts facing the other way, so I was sewing on this top here, so the hearts would have been downward, so I had to change that. So please don't let that happen to you. So now I have it on the corrected side and I'm just gonna go ahead and weave in my tail end. You can go ahead and weave in all your tail ends. I'm going to continue doing this and then I'll meet back with you when I am going to go ahead and work on the brim part of the hat. So guys, and now I have completed sewing all the parts on my hat here. So it's looking super cute. And now I am just going to go ahead and rejoin my yarn. And I'm just going to do it into one of our chain 2 space here, which technically we have only our chain 1 left because we sewed that up when we were putting the squares together. So I'm going to attach my yarn, this chain 1, and then give it a tie to make sure that it is secured. So now that I have done so, you are going to go ahead, go back into that same space and make 1 single crochet. And into each and every stitch you will be making 1 single crochet. You can weave this tail end in as you go along. So I'm going to continue doing this until I get to the next corner and I'll meet you back there, which is here. So guys, and now I have come to my corner here and I'm just going to put 1 single crochet. And you're just gonna go over to the next corner and put 1 single crochet, and that's how you're gonna work over this little center part here. Just work into the corners and the stitches. So continue doing that all the way around and I'll meet you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end here and I have my last stitch remaining, and I am going to slip stitch into our first single crochet here. And I'm going to chain 1. And what we're going to do is we are going to be working into the front loops of each stitches right around. So the front loop is here and the back loop is here. So you're going to make 1 single crochet here, 1 single crochet here, and you're just basically going to continue doing this all the way around until you get back to where we started. So I'll see you there. So guys, now I have come to the end back here and I'm just showing you what the hat looks like so far. So I am now going to change the color yarn because I don't have enough of this, and remember I told you I'm using leftover yarn. I don't think this will do for the brim, so I am going to change to my deeper pink here. And to do that, before we slip stitch, I am just going to change it from this side. So you're going to go into the front loop on this stitch. Let me just try to use a smaller hook for now. And now I'm going to give this a tie. And then I'm going to slip stitch here. Okay, so now that I have done my slip stitch, so we are going to be doing some increases. So let me just fasten off on this one here. I probably will leave, yeah, let me just fasten off on this. And now we can bring these tail ends with us and weave those in. So now that I have slip stitch there, I am going to chain one, and into each and every stitches around we will be working in them. So we are going to go into our first stitch here and make one single crochet, and we're going to make single crochet into 4 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4, and into the next stitch we will put 2 single crochet in that stitch. So we will do an increase. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 into this one. You will continue doing that all the way around, and I will meet you at the end. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then 2 in the next. So I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come back to where we started off, and I have 3 stitches remaining. So I just did my last increase there, and I'm just going to do my 3 single crochet, and then I am going to slip stitch on top of our first single crochet here, chain up 1, go back into that same stitch and make 1 single crochet. And we are going to make 5 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and into the next we are going to put 2 single crochet in that stitch. So that's 1 and 2. We're gonna go 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Into the next we are going to put 2 single crochet. Continue doing that all the way around, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come back to my last 3 stitches, and I'm just making my single crochets, slip stitch into your first single crochet, chain up 1, go back into that same stitch and make your first single crochet. So before we did 5 and then 2 in the next, which is the 6th stitch. Now we're going to do 6 and then 2 in the next stitch, which is 7. So we're just counting upward each time we make a row. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And now we're going to go into the next stitch and put 2 single crochet there. And basically this is just going to be the sequence for the entire brim of the hat, depending on how long you want the brim to be. You're just basically gonna continue adding increasing as you go on each row. So we just did our increase there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then 2 in the next 1 and 2. So continue doing that all the way around. So guys, now I have come back to the end and I did my last 3 single crochet there, and this is what the brim starts to look like so far. So we're going to continue doing this until I'll let you know how far I will be going, so I'll put it on the screen so you can follow along. So I'm just going to slip stitch here into my first single crochet, chain up 1, go back into that same stitch and make our first single crochet and continue. So before we did 6 and then 2 single crochet in the 7th stitch. Now we're going to do 7 and then 2 single crochet in the 8th stitch. So you're going to continue doing that as you go along. Continue adding onto your rows until you get to the desired length, but I will be putting on the screen so you can follow along. So I'll see you there at the end. So guys, and now I have come to the end here. I'm just going to make my last stitch, and this is what the brim of the hat looks like so far. And I am not going to go any further. If you want your brim to be longer, you can go ahead and continue to add more rows, but this is what it looks like so far. So I am just gonna fasten off. Get my darning needle, and I did a total of 6 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry, not 6, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows for the increase rows. So now what I'm going to do is I am just going to go into this side here where you see that 2 loops. You can insert your needle, go into the next one here, go down, and you can see how nicely done that is. And then you can go ahead and weave your tail end in, and then basically your hat is now completed. So I'm going to continue doing that, weaving my tail end in, and I'll meet back with you. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and this is what our hat looks like. It is looking super cute. I love the brim area here, and if you want to add more rows to it, you can go ahead and do so. So I will be putting more information about the hat into the description box, so make sure you check that out. Thank you again so much for watching, guys. Until next time, bye.